it's a Chevy, but when you look at the heads, you don't think it's a Chevy. When you look at the heads, you see Hemi heads. But look how the spark plugs are really close together right there. That's not typical Hemi. So you think, well, something's going on here. It's an odd looking Hemi. Well, the Chevy guys call it a chimi. It's like a Chevy Hemi. And it's actually, we'll come down here, maybe you can see a little bit more. You can see how big the heads are on there. And we'll go back up top. You see that big motor. And it's about 650 cubes. It's got 2.5-inch valves. And that chimi. It's a Hemi design head, special head for a big block Chevy. So it's still a Chevy bottom end, but it's a chimi. So whenever you see these four-wheel drives running, you'll see Hemis in the Fords, they're Boss 429s. You'll see Hemis in the Dodges, those are 426 Hemis. And then you'll see chimis in the Chevys. And these are Hemis as well. So everybody's got a Hemi head. Chevy Hemis. Here is the true Chrysler Hemi, but you'll notice the heads are even bigger than normal. The valve covers are standard, but you see the valve plug, spark plug placement is same as a regular Hemi, but the head is just huge. They have 2.5-inch valves in these, much bigger than a standard Hemi, which is only about 2/100, maybe 2.25 at the max. And so these have monster valves, big cubic inches, 650 cubes. But this is a big monster Hemi in this guy. And of course, when you got a big Hemi, what are you going to get? We'll walk around back behind and we'll show you what you get. You get the big check at ENDERLE. That's pretty awesome. Checking the track for hardness to see where the loose spots are at in the track. Okay, I'm here with Lucas Heilman and get some information on this big Hemi they got here, this MBR. So tell me a little bit about that. It's not an Aries. What is this?
It's a Minor Brothers racing engine from, well, Adam Kester bought them, I guess.
So Adam Kester's Footloose, you remember some mini rods? Yeah, that name sounds familiar.
And it's an old Rhino motor, 540 cubic inches.
So this one's 540 cubes.
Yeah, limit's 572, but.
And we're allowed to go to 572. They're not even using the maximum cubic inches, and they're still winning the region in the ENDERLE. Now this great big supercharger on here.
Yep.
Now, what size is that great big supercharger?
1471 high helix.
Now it's a 1471 high helix, and it looks like the air is coming right in the center of the motor. Is that what's?
Yes.
So the air comes through the top, and you can see it's got a pie shape in the front, and it brings the air right in the center. So it evenly distributes the air, so you don't get hot cylinders. We didn't even ask the important one. How much horsepower we think we're making here?
Probably 2,500 horse.
2,500 horsepower, and it runs on alcohol.
Yep.
And how much alcohol does this usually run?
10 gallons to run.
10 gallons, and how long does it take to run? 10 seconds or less?
10, 13 seconds.
So 10 seconds, so that's pretty big alcoholic right there. We got a big MSD magneto on this thing. Those things put out a lot of amps. You can probably weld with them now. Back in the day, they weren't that hot. But
Yeah.
we couldn't, when my dad was pulling, we couldn't burn as much fuel as they do now.
And it'll kill you if you grab a hold.
Yeah, it used to hurt. Yeah, he says it'll kill you if you grab a hold of one. So we'll take his word on that one. So, what we got here in the back end? What's that rear end? Does it look like a semi-rear end?
Got semi-Rockwell planetaries on it.
So he says we got a semi-Rockwell rear end, and it's got planetaries on the outside. We'll slip around and look at them. You can see those planetaries look like little bitty modified pulling tractor planetaries. And then when I'm looking at these planetaries, I'm seeing these new tires on here.
Yeah, brand new tires from Mayhill, a brand new real racing rim.
So we got Mayhill tires. They look like C-Pex.
They're, that's what they are. Mayhill bought the mold from C-Pex.
And of course, whenever you got this power, and you got really good driving ability, good team crew guys, what do you end up getting? We got this guy right over here, and you get that big check. Look at that. Now when you got a good team, you get the big check. We need more zeros though. That way we can run Grand National.